game now on the OBS. Here we are, guys. Hello and welcome to game number 3 between TheViper and Daut in the Escape Gaming Masters Grand Final. It is tied up at 1 point each as we go further into this best of 5 now. Exciting stuff ahead as we go on to Arena. Once again, I'm joined by T90 and Nilpford, and I'll let T90 introduce the players and the civs and all that good stuff.
All right, guys. Well, obviously, after 2 games, we are really excited to see this one. Viper is in the red, and he's playing as the Portuguese at the top of the map. And then Daut is in the blue at the bottom of the map. This is Arena, so you start with set stone walls, which means we're probably going to see a build called Fast Castle. And they're going to have to choose what they want to do from there. Now, I'll talk a little bit about the maps. This map, if you look at the mini-map, is a grenade map.
Ah, yeah, totally.
Or, yeah, something similar. So every time I cast Arena, for some reason, someone's always saying in the chat, it looks like this, it looks like this. So I just had to point that out because as we talk about Viper's map, the grenade will actually help him out here. He has a little bit more space. He has a secondary gold back there. His main gold's on the back. Sure, his stone is forward, but he does have another one in his base as well. So if you have more space on Arena, you can make a decision. Do I want to boom or do I want to go to aggressive? If I lose the aggressive push, then it's not too much of a big deal, depending on the circumstances. So that is the important thing here. Daut's map is relatively small. He has 1 gold in his base and 1 stone. He's going to need to do something completely different.
Yeah, more space, more farms, and on this map as well, I want to talk about like the surface area of the walls, because the bigger your walls are, the more places you have to defend, or the larger of an area you have to defend. So the preferable arena map, the ideal arena map is a small number of walls on the front and a lot of space in the back. And that's what Viper's got going here. Daut, on the other hand, I mean, I'm looking at this main goal. I don't like that at all. I hate it when the gold is just smushed up against the tree line like that. Obviously, it's accessible, but he can't saturate it as much as he'd like. And that's a real problem, because where's his other gold? Oh, look, it's on the right side of his wall here. His other gold is way out in the center of the map as well. So Daut, not with the nicest map ever. And I think he even had to delete a piece of wall to bring his first boar in. So, yeah, there's already a little bit of weakness there. But then again, Viper also deleting his wall as both players go to town on each other's scouts. Of course, the Eagle Scout getting the advantage there. And I don't know why Viper stuck around so long.
The reason the wall was deleted, first Viper was bringing his sheep back to his base. Then Daut snagged them and started running it back. Then Viper grabbed them. And Viper deleted a hole in his wall so he can get the sheep. And now he's not... Oh!
He's not getting the sheep.
They're both hanging out here next to the sheep.
Well, that's the thing.
So
Daut can force the fight with the Eagle Scout now. Viper cannot.
Yeah.
So Daut will get those sheep. And, well, Viper's managed to get one back. Man, these sheep, they can't decide which team they're on. But they're going to start...
They're probably so confused.
Yeah, they're going to start spying for Daut now because, of course, these sheep are relaying what they see to Daut at all times. And... yeah, Viper now, obviously with a lower HP scout, will have to run away. Not the end of the world, but certainly being down 2 sheep, not ideal. Not ideal.
Is he down more than 2 sheep? No, okay. Daut has 2 sheep in the right corner, so Daut needs to scout that yet.
Oh, here, yeah. That would be 2, 4, 6 sheep, 4... Why? Viper only has 2 sheep left. Nilpford wants to say something, I think.
Nope, that was the sister of T90.
Oh.
I heard it as well.
I thought that was
you. Daut took his 2 boars very early on, and therefore he still has a lot of sheep left. And something I want to mention that we didn't point out so far, the Viper going for Portuguese basically means he will go for some monk aggression, and I'm wondering how Daut will defend it. We didn't see a lot of competitive games on Rise of Rajas yet, with like the Eagle upgrade in Castle Age, and how the monks will affect now with the lowered randomness. And yeah, that will be interesting. How the big monk push, which I predict from the Viper, will be defended by Daut.
Yeah, I think Incas have pretty good monks as well, right? And I'm pretty sure the Portuguese also have the great monks. So the thing with the Portuguese is that all of their units cost 15% less gold. That obviously does also apply to the monks, and that means that instead of 100 gold, you're paying 85, and that's obviously going to add up over time. We all know the prevalent strategy on Arena, which is monks. So I think this is interesting that Daut has secured the extra sheep, because that kind of means that Viper's fast castle might be affected by it. We'll have to see. Daut now actually going into Viper's base with his eagle. I don't know if he's just trying to disrupt the deer or if that was a mistake or what, but he's going back out again. It could have been valuable to try and go in and stay in. Of course, he risks being trapped, but he would also get some nice scouting info. And wow, Viper adding a second mill on his second berry patch.
That is weird, isn't it, at this level to see that?
Yeah, that's super strange. Maybe he just doesn't feel confident that he's going to have the food to go for a fast castle otherwise.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, like you said, the sheep really are going to pay off for Daut in the long run. Not just helping him, but I think Viper as well, hurting Viper as well. That fast castle time is going to be important, but I think we'll know what strategies players are going to do once they're on their way up, because the last 3 or 4 villagers and where they send them is usually a telltale sign. Arena is kind of a slow start, guys, just because of these walls. Now, scouting is really important. I'm looking at Daut's point of view right now. And if you look at Daut's point of view, he is scouting quite well, and he's looking for all these relics, which players may push for later on. And Viper, I think, is just trying to lure in his resources, and also he might not want to leave his base because he's at risk of losing his scout to that eagle.
Well, I mean, Viper definitely throwing as a curveball here. 28 population going up to the feudal age now and moving on to stone. I don't think he will be going for monks after all, otherwise he'd move on to gold already. Daut, on the other hand, 3 vills on gold now, and he's nearly feudal. Of course, he's going to be there faster because, well, he's 2 population behind, which means he's 2 villages behind. As a result, he's looking for the super fast castle, but look how many villages he has on berries. What the hell is going on? 8 villages on berries for Daut? Why? Why?
I'm guessing this isn't in the ZeroEmpires Fast Castle tutorial, is it?
No, I'm disappointed, guys. No, obviously, he's not laid down as many farms here, but he still has plenty of sheep under the TC. 8 villages on berries is so weird.
I think it's weird, but these guys can compensate. Like, if anything weird happens, they can just adjust on the fly. So it looks weird to us, but to them, they're just like, oh, you know what? I need to send this guy here, even though it's not ideal, and it'll work out. I think that will be in a good position. I want to point something out about Viper. I bet you $20. Now, this bet goes to Zach, not the whole stream. I would be poor. that Viper is going to go blacksmith market, and then he's going to sell some stone. He's at 110 gold right now, which means he collected 10 gold. And when he sells stone, if you're the first to sell, you get 91 gold for 100 stone. So because he's on stone like this, that leads me to believe he's going to go with that build order. And we'll see if I keep my $20, but I'm pretty sure I will.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure you will as well, so that's all good. Interesting, though, as well. Like, I noticed, I just counted how many villages Viper had on berries. He also had 8 at one point. Both players, like we said before in the last game, both players seemed to be mirroring each other. They're doing it even now, when there's really no reason to be doing it. And maybe there's some secret, super mega strategy that we're just completely blind to, but 8 villages on berries, it's clearly the new meta.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I think Daut's going to have a good shot at getting these relics because Eagle Warriors are very good against monks. So if Viper does want to go out here and try and send some monks out, get these relics, the Eagles will just patrol around and probably pick off the monks. So Viper, my guess is Viper's understanding this. He went up a little bit later, which means he has a little bit more eco behind his boom.
Yeah, but
he will be... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say he's going up a little later, but it's not so late that the 2 extra villages he's got... It's like he's got the 2 extra villages, but he's not having to pay for it that much because he's actually got a very good castle time considering. And you were right about the mining camp. He did sell the stone and buy his way to the castle.
He has 1 gold now, guys. So he was at 110 before. He got 91 from the sale, and now he has 1 left. So that's a strategy sometimes you will see.
But where
Not
are the
from
monks?
the Viper usually, but
no,
I don't think he's going to go monks.
Exactly.
I think Viper's going to boom up and basically try and kill Daut with an Imperial Age technology. Probably going to toss up as many TCs as possible, go with 2 right off the bat, and Daut's going to be comfortable getting these relics.
Yeah, well, there you go. The barracks from Daut, of course, the Eagle Scout coming immediately from there just to take control of the map. He's going to throw up the monastery, and it looks like it's going to be completely uncontested. I don't know if I feel too comfortable with this because it's dangerous for the Viper now. It's a dangerous territory to just give it up like that. He will, as you say, throw up 2 new town centers straight away, do a quick 3 TC boom. Maybe we'll see a 4th TC as well. It depends how greedy he wants to get. But there is one thing for sure, and that's that the Portuguese do have an incredibly strong late game. And Arquebus, I think, might have been that technology you were referring to.
Yeah, this interests me so much, guys, because these guys started with walls. They could both be booming up, but they recognize the Civ strengths, and they are playing with their civilization correctly. Daut is going out to get the monks as fast as possible. Get the relics as fast as possible. Viper is keeping his scout alive, so if he can snipe a monk, that's just going to be free for him. That's just going to slow down Daut.
Yeah, sure.
But Neely, I want to ask you. Oh, sorry, Zach.
No, go ahead.
Neely, this style seems eerily similar to an Aztec war in AOC, and to be honest, with Aztecs, it's just like eagles and monks, and then you stay on 1 TC, low eco, and then you boom up. So as Daut, what? How did he not lose that monk? Viper just ran right by it. Neely, what do you think about Daut, and what do you predict he will do?
Well, I think Daut countered the strategy that I actually predicted for the Viper here. I thought, okay, the Viper went for Portuguese, cheaper monks, or the monk tags, very open map for the Viper, for Daut. The Viper did scout it, so it actually was a very good situation for the Viper to go for monks. Therefore, Daut had to go for monks and a lot of eagles himself. And the Viper just decided, okay, let's outsmart everyone, build 2 extra TCs, and now go heavily on stone and maybe get a defensive castle up and have a huge boom behind that.
Let's not forget the organ gun, though. I mean, what an incredibly good unit that is. Now, it's not going to work against monks, of course. It's too expensive and easily converted, but it could be something to keep in mind later on. Now, right now, Viper's also thrown up a monastery himself, so, I mean, he clearly wants to contest the relics here, but in my opinion, he's way too late. Daut's already going to have every relic in, I think, by the time Viper's even halfway across the map. So, interesting choice by Viper to actually start making monks here. I almost feel like it's better to just forgo that altogether and save those resources, put them somewhere else where they could be better used at this point of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but maybe Viper's just trying to snag 1 relic. Just 1. He's just hoping, but Daut's not going to let that happen. With all the eagles patrolling around, I think it's a good move, Zach, to say what you said. I mean, you're wasting resources, really, to make 2 monks. He might try and get some conversions on the eagles, but who knows? I think Viper, as the game goes on, will have a stronger eco, and it's going to be rough for Daut unless he has a tech advantage. And I don't think he's going to have a tech advantage, and I don't know if a fast imp will work as Incas unless he goes like Monk Treb.
Yo, I don't know what Viper's techs are looking like from the monastery. I'm fairly certain he has no technologies here. Maybe it's just to defend from any aggression. And, I mean, Daut here with the Mangonel looks like he wants to get aggressive. Looks like he wants to pressure these walls. And personally, I'm a big fan of this style on Arena. It's a style that we see, like, as you said, a lot with the Aztecs. And Daut's kind of just going ahead with that now. I do like it a lot. Right now, he is securing the 3rd relic, and the 4th is on the way with the 5th also well in reach of Daut here. So Daut's in a strong position, and honestly, I'm going to be interested to see what Viper does, because it can be extremely risky to just boom like this without really building much defense, and I'm really questioning whether or not Viper will defend this with 2 monks. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think he's going to go for a castle where the monks are, or maybe a little bit further forward. He's going to go for a castle. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Dogal and put the castle underneath the Mangonel, but I don't think he will.
Happen.
Castle, and then boom, pretty much. He's getting loom right now, which means these villagers are going to be a little bit stronger, and there's that castle. He'll boom up, and I think that Daut's only opportunity well, not only opportunity, but big move has to be get to the Imperial Age first, get a castle up, defend beneath the castle with trebuchets.
But you know, what something I said earlier was the fact that you can't defend all of your wall all the time. And Daut could very easily come over to here where this gate is and start attacking the wall on the north side and just pressure Viper still. I mean, okay, yeah, there will be a castle. Daut doesn't need to go all the way back. This doesn't need to be the end of his game plan here. He still should pressure the wall, in my opinion, and just make Viper feel uncomfortable and like he has to keep an eye on this. Because when you're booming up and you've got a free boom, it's much nicer when you can just focus on the boom. But when you have to focus on, okay, my opponent's here, I've got to keep track of where my enemy's attacking me. Okay, he's attacking my wall, I've got to be ready for when that breaks. That's then giving you a little bit more distraction. It's keeping you preoccupied with other things. Viper now is just comfortable. He's very comfortable. And as you said, maybe the only answer here is for Daut to fast imp and build a castle. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the Imperial Age upgrade coming in.
Yeah. Viper actually has been idling his TCs. As you were talking, Viper idles his town centers. Excuse me. And idling those town centers means that his food will climb a little bit faster. Now he won't idle them as he has clicked up to imp himself. So I think he recognizes this will be the play from Daut. I really think that this is Daut's only option, because he's not going to be able to face up against the Portuguese in the late game. So now things are going to start heating up at 25 minutes. We haven't seen a lot, guys. But Daut needs to have that castle up right when he's an imp.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think that castle's going to be just maybe on time. It's going to be close. But the real key here for me is that Viper is not far behind. Like, he is hot on Daut's heels going to the Imperial Age here. And normally when you do this kind of strategy, you're really looking to get to the Imperial Age way ahead of your opponent. So then you can bring down this castle and you could break through these walls and you're in. You're unstoppable at that point. And I think we saw this basically from Slam versus Melkor in the first round of the qualification, where Slam was able to destroy that town center which was doing the Imperial Age upgrade. That's how you do it. But this time, I think Daut's too slow to the Imperial Age, or, you know, Daut's a little slow and Viper's a little fast, and all in all, the difference in speed is not going to be that big, and as a result, Viper's going to have a big economy behind this, whilst Daut is still only on the 1 TC. It's looking a little dicey right here as Daut brings out the trebuchet, and maybe he's going to be caught a little by surprise by Viper's castle time, Imperial time.
Well, Viper's had to purchase stone because he recognized he did not have any. He only had a little bit and he wants to wall up. Also, that castle could go down. He's researching fortified walls, so he is turtling up, guys.
Fortified wall, though, going down pretty quick, look. That's actually not very... In the face of that castle, holy crap, that goes down fast. But this is what I was talking about. This is why I think Daut should have been attacking this wall a lot earlier. Because look at the reaction this has forced from Viper. Now, imagine if Daut was attacking this wall 3 minutes ago when he could have been. That reaction would have been more of a knee-jerk reaction sooner from Viper, and that might have given Daut a small edge here as well. But, okay, Viper's Imperial now also. He can afford a trebuchet, but he is going to be a little behind. And at the same time, Eagle Warriors for Daut now completing. Where's that trebuchet? Viper should not be delaying this, in my opinion.
I think what Viper's plan is to go... He's researching chemistry, and he's building a siege workshop. So probably hand cannons because the Eagles... and bombard cannons. So there's a lot of Eagles there from Daut. If he gets through, this would be devastating to the eco of Viper right now. But as Viper masses them behind his walls, if he plays this correctly, he might be able to push this back with a massive amount of gunpowder units.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, chemistry, it's such a slow... Look at that, just 1% every second or so, and it's just so slow. Viper can't even make any units at this point because he's waiting for that tech to complete. Once it's done, he can, start queuing the hand cannons, and then you start making some... In the meantime, he's lost his castle. He's not got any bombard cannons out. And I'm scared now because there's a mangonel here, and Daut can just kill any villagers that are trying to re-wall. At least one saving grace for the Viper is that he's got the grenade handle. At least he's got space back here, and he's not just going to be pushed into a corner, which would happen if the shoe was on the other foot. But, okay, nice mangonel shot. Viper really feeling the heat, and there's 3 trebs here from Daut as well. I wonder what he's going to go for next. Do you think he might go for the TC, or if he'll just try and bust through the wall quickly?
I'm not sure. In fact, I'm surprised. If he was going to go after the wall, I feel like he should have gone for the wall from on the other side of the main wall He might go for the TC, and I think it's important to go for the archery ranges as well after that. And the siege workshop. If he takes out the military buildings, Viper has nothing. Elite Eagle Warrior in.
Yeah.
Viper's going to lose that town center.
Okay, we're seeing the wall now being focused, and that goes down super fast. And, okay, Viper has got some hand cannons. There's 8 hand cannons back here. But there's a lot more eagles. And let's not forget the monks as well. Getting 2 conversions. Yeah. Oh, what? Daut. Fantastic use of the monks there. And now what? 5 hand cannons versus like 12 to 15 eagle warriors? The TC goes down. Oh my god, Daut. Viper just lost this game. He's got a lot of hand cannons queued up, but this is exactly what I was saying. This is exactly what I was saying. The hand cannons are just, they're too slow now. Daut's in, and he is going to be raiding. The floodgates are open, and Daut's just going to be sending those eagles through. Beautiful,
all
beautiful
Daut needs to do now is just take out these archery ranges in the siege workshop, and it's game over. Because Viper, he needs military, and if he loses those buildings, it's going to be harder than it already is for him. The Eagles doing a great job, and I'm really surprised that Daut was able to do this so efficiently.
Now, I want to maintain that Viper should have built a trebuchet, because then he could have entered a treb war, and he would have delayed Daut's push, like 100%, because he would have stalled that massively. He would have repaired his castle, he would have entered the treb war, maybe Daut wouldn't even be in his base right now, but no. He went for the chemistry, and as a result, he's getting raided so hard. This is just brutal here.
It's funny. We have these eagles running around. Viper's trying to defend with bombard cannons, but he's going to lose his second one now next to the siege workshop. So he really can't do much against this, but he does have a lot of resources. So Daut should not waste time here.
The eagles have landed. Even the hand cannons here struggling to deal with these guys, and it's just overwhelming. Of course, Daut just going to redeploy the trebs and, as you said, focus on the military production buildings. And this is the thing. Daut can destroy these buildings faster than Viper can really put them up at this stage. And he's getting cornered. He's got no real escape. Daut, full map control. He's still only on, actually on 2 TCs now, which is great because he's not neglecting to back up his economy here. This is just fantastic, and I love this play from Daut. It's so well done. I think Viper could have defended a little better, and he's still going to keep making hand cannons, but he's got no food. He's out of food. All of his farmers are idle.
That's true. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of space for farms now, and I'll still say that Viper does have an opportunity here. Every time he makes an archery range, there's hand cannons queued up, but he's just losing his units and his buildings too fast.
Yeah.
He needs to somehow just hold on and mass his very strong units, which he hasn't been able to mass all game.
How do you hold on against this, though? These Eagle Warriors now nearly fully upgraded. And, okay, actually, that was a decent fight on the right side. He actually has got a good number of hand cannons now. But Daut, I feel like he's done so much eco damage, even if Viper manages to hold on here and defend this. How far behind is he to come back? Really, because Daut can tech switch. He can tech switch into skirmishers, and that would be the end of Viper, I think, right there.
But it's going to be so hard for Daut to do that. He's actually at 72 population, while Viper is above that at the moment. So if these 3 trebs go down, Daut's push is useless, I think, because the trebs have really changed at taking out all the buildings. And to be honest, Viper's massing enough that he might be able to kill these trebuchets with hand cannons and push back.
Yeah, Daut, it's time to stop. You need to get out of there, man. Don't send any more eagles to their death. That's just not gonna achieve anything. It's very clear at this stage that Viper's outmassed him now, and Daut needs to back up, take that win, and just then go from here. Go from this point in the game. Now, this is scary, actually, if you ask me, because Viper has shown in the past that he can come back from this kind of position. And Daut now has to be very careful. He one step out of line, and Viper's going to punish that. So Daut, in my opinion, has to make this tech switch. He should add a 3rd TC, and he should get ahead of Viper in economy, which he should be able to do, really. Can he defend this castle? Seriously, is Viper pulling this one back?
I think Viper has the same amount of vills. I'm checking the pops. 97 pop for Viper and 79 pop for Daut. Of course, there's military out there. I think similar military numbers, maybe a few more for Viper. I think Viper actually has more villagers. And though Viper's economy was disrupted, if he has the time now, and we think he has the tech, he can take this castle out, and Viper could have the comeback.
Could be risky. It's tough. Some people think there's no chance. Some people want to root for Viper here, and they believe it's possible. I believe a comeback is possible. Now, I want to add as well, Daut has done couriers, which gives his Eagle Warriors an additional +2 defense. And that means that he's got 10 pierce armor on these Eagles.
Yeah.
Now, that completely negates the bonus 10 damage of the hand cannons to infantry. So these hand cannons are doing 17 damage per shot, which means it takes 3 shots to kill the Eagles, or 4, I think, actually. Which is actually not too bad for Daut here in this position. The problem is the hand cannons are still a very good counter to this, and it looks to me like Viper actually has more hand cannons than Daut has Eagles right now. Where does Daut go from here? Oh, also, I should add...
It's so hard to call.
I should add as well, Daut has 5 relics. That's the equivalent of 6 villagers mining gold full-time. So even if Daut's behind in villagers here, he actually technically has 6 more villagers, thanks to the relics, providing 6 villagers worth of full-time gold mining.
That's something I haven't said in a long time, and thank you for reminding me, because that should have been in the back of my mind the entire time, and it is in the back of Viper's mind, because he is running out of space in this grenade. He needs bombard cannons, and he needs to take this castle out, get this gold, and onager upgrade for Daut.
Yeah, this is risky, but it's again risk versus reward. It's a high risk strat for Daut because those bombard cannons, as he knows, are on the field. Bombard cannons counter onagers very well, but if he can land a nice onager shot onto the hand cannons, well, the rest is going to be history because the Eagles will come in and take the bombard cannons out. So Daut really relying on this onager to hit these cannons, hand cannons, the hand cannons. And then Daut will try and kill the bombard cannons with the Eagles. But it's all going to come down to positioning. And I think Viper's very well aware that he has to come back here and play this one very carefully. He cannot afford to lose these units.
That shot from Viper is so close. I'm watching these volleys from Viper.
Yeah.
He's going for the attack ground. So if any of these units come in, we're going to see an attack ground from Viper. Viper's utilizing those bombard cannons now to pick off that onager. What a game.
Yeah, and if Viper can afford it, Arquebus would give him the ballistics on the bombard cannon, if I'm not mistaken.
He has it.
He has it.
He has it. That's
Thanks,
so OP.
Nilpford.
It's so. I'm sorry. It's so OP.
Yeah.
It is ridiculously overpowered.
So,
and Viper
Daut
is gonna
cannot
be the
avoid
worst player
these.
to be up against with that.
Exactly. Daut cannot really avoid these cannons. No, 2 for 1. Beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful play there. Now, Arquebus is game-changing. It's game-winning, even. Viper can just demolish these onagers, and Daut is throwing away so many resources because of that now. I'm fear for Daut now in this situation.
And you should, because these bombard cannons, the one weakness is that they usually don't have ballistics. But now they have ballistics.
Yep.
These things have 12 range.
12 range, accurate with ballistics, and I think Daut's going to be going ballistic even when he loses this game because of it. And I'm making a bold prediction, but Viper's made the comeback and he's won this game right now. But let's see. I mean, it's down to Viper now to just execute this.
There's still the point that Viper's running out of gold. So if Daut can hold on and get some big shots, which is going to be so difficult.
I just saw it. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Then potentially he can starve Viper. But I think he just needs to maybe rely on a lot more military, outmass Viper in any way he can. Because the onagers, now that these bombard cannons have ballistics, is going to be a really difficult move.
Yeah.
They haven't even fired a shot in the last minute or two.
Yeah, exactly. I just saw a fantastic comment in the chat. It's 40 kilograms over 400 meters. These bombard cannons taking it to the next level. That made me laugh so much. But positioning. Oh my god, the huge shot at the back. And Daut even trying to take these bombard cannons out. Viper's positioning there, maybe leaving a little bit to be desired. But the trade there coming in. And wow, Viper will actually lose a lot of those cannons. But he still has a huge military lead here. I can't believe the shot onto the onagers there, as you're seeing on the replay. But then the cost of that, of course, being these bombard cannons being lost. But still, Viper's now taking map control.
Viper needs to be careful because these siege workshops are right next to the units, and they can get in close and fire a shot before they go down. Eagles need to mass for
that's
Daut.
true. Ram now deploying on the Siege Workshop as well, and I'm pretty sure Daut has no onagers left. Viper might be
coming out the right Siege Workshop.
Oh, there you go. Taking one down, but it's going to get traded off immediately. Big shot, though. Quite a few hand cannons going down and getting weakened. But overall, I mean, what's Daut? He's left with nothing. He's left with about 10 elite skirmishers. And Viper should just lock his gate here so they can't get in. Running around, getting sniped by hand cannons.
Oh! Big shot for Daut with that onager.
My bad.
Regardless, I think the point remains that Viper's tech is just so much stronger, and
wow,
Daut is running out of space.
Man, even the hand cannons there taking out the onager as it popped out of the Siege Workshop. Viper's going to take down the second Siege Workshop in the middle here, and Daut's going to lose access to all this additional gold, which he's been mining around the edge of the map. Daut, though, he has got a lot of units inside these barracks, but I think he should have made that tech switch a long time ago and started making some skirmishers, because
maybe
the Incas have good skirmishers, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they have really strong skirms.
You have to think that just Eagles is not the play. Obviously, once he lost the fight in Viper's base, it was always going to be an uphill battle. But to continue with Eagles against hand cannons, not going to be good. And Viper, though he's out of gold, should be able to collect this gold.
Yeah.
I think it's because he put so many of his resources into it.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but couriers doesn't only affect Eagles. Nilford, maybe you can check this, but couriers also affects another unit. What is that unit? Checking.
Yeah, we'll have Nilly check on it. This game is not over, though. Look inside Daut's base. He's prepared. He has barracks there. He just built a castle, and he has siege workshops. This is the last stand for Daut. He needs to push this back.
Okay, slingers. All right. I thought it might have affected skirmishers. The fact that it affects slingers, though, could be interesting, because Daut could have maybe gone into slingers here. Higher pierce armor would have been very good to deal with the hand cannons, potentially. I thought the couriers did also affect the skirms, though. And if that would have been the case, then that would have just made too much sense to go skirms. I still disagree with the fact he's making more eagles. They are hard countered by the hand cannons, of course. But still, Daut here losing complete map control. Viper has it, and as you said, Viper can start taking these additional gold piles in the middle of the map, and once he's on gold, he's an unstoppable force. Wow, Daut has no protection on this right side either.
Yeah, the one thing Daut's waiting for is just a big fight. He's hoping these onagers he's massing in the siege workshops can get some big shots, and then that Eagles can go after the bombard cannons after these hand cannons get cleaned up. But he's tried and he's failed so many times. The villagers on the right now fleeing. Daut needs to make this decision soon, and he's go for it.
Hand cannon's just such a perfect unit choice this game. Really. I mean, there's not really a lot that Daut can do to stop them. He is going to try and outmass them with the Eagles. And Viper really recognizes, okay, I've not got enough hand cannons on this right side. I wrongly said that slingers might be a good answer. Slingers are actually weaker than the hand cannons, so I thought with couriers maybe it would work, but I don't think that's true at all. So sorry for that. But yeah, Viper here really just pushing in, and he's going to starve Daut of resources now. It's not cheap to make eagles. It is cheap to make skirms, yet he seems just so reluctant, and he's playing into the Viper. I mean, it just, for me, it just doesn't make sense to continue this. Why?
Well,
you know, he's continuing.
The thing is that skirmishers would go down so fast to the bombard cannons. The bombard cannons would outrange them. Oh, an onager shot could come in. Well, sadly, he loses an onager. He kills a bombard cannon. There's still 5 left.
Oh, again, though. Again, the onagers. He really wants to make this work, but it's not happening. Daut's just... It's like, okay, fool me once, shame on me. Or shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, and I'm just a fool. Daut is just continuing with the elite eagles, and it's just clearly not working. Even the onagers here, it's just so clearly not working. What do you do in Daut's position now? Viper, what a game.
I don't think... I think at this point, Viper has shown that if you do this with Portuguese against Incas, there's really no way you can counter it if you get this much map control after the engagements. I mean, skirmishers, you're going to need a lot of them now, and maybe that's in Daut's mind.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to have to mass a lot of these. I don't have the time to do that. But he's trying so hard. He did so well this game, and I'm so surprised that Viper is now sitting inside of Daut's base.
I think
but is now looking good.
Daut doesn't want to give up defeat here because of how good this game has been for him. But the 5 relics are now sitting on the floor, and I know that skirms wouldn't be the best thing, but it's certainly better than eagles, surely. And also, I mean, you can mass skirmishes more because you don't rely on the gold. And look how much food and wood Daut has in the bank now. That can equal a lot of skirms, and there's literally no harm in having them. But anyway, it's
so
too late.
rough for us to say. Yeah, it's so rough for us to say that, hey, he should have done this when he's done so well. And Viper just has dominated the last 20 minutes. These eagles just going down.
Yeah, Daut saying in the chat, ballistics works for cannons, I guess. But look at these eagles. They're worse than useless. They're just running at this line, and Viper's not lost a single-hand cannon yet. And all the eagles are gone.
Viper's response was nice.
Oh, no, it's just my micro. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the power of the Eagle Warrior right there. GG. Daut's calling it. And what a comeback. I really believed in the comeback. And it just goes to show Viper there really keeping his cool. A lot of players in Viper's position would have called GG there. You know, after losing 2 TCs, after having everything breached, a lot of people would have called GG. But Viper just held out. He just waited and waited and waited. Got enough cannons to push it back. And from there, it was a roll. Viper with game number 3.
It really was a roll. And I think not many players would have stayed in that game. But the reason being is because players would panic. A Viper just calmly put up another set of walls. There was only 1 layer of walls left. He knew, okay, even though he's attacking me with eagles underneath my town centers, all I need to do is wait. I have the resources. I have the best technology available to me. And yeah, there we go. I mean, on full display, really. I still, that ballistics tech for bombard cannons is just
so
a bit too much for me. But the thing is that Daut had 5 civs to ban. So he could have thought about that, and Viper chose his civilization for this purpose. So what a great game.
It was good. And, you know, I think as well, the Portuguese, the first win we've seen with this civ, we haven't seen them often. But it just goes to show the late game powerhouse that they can be with that ballistics technology, arquebus, for their gunpowder. Nilford, any closing thoughts on this game before we jump into the 4th game of the series?
Yeah, this was, again, very much planned like the Viper wanted it to go. He knew, okay, if I go for hand cannons and bombard cannons, there's no chance to counter that if he is Incas, because the only real counter to that is probably Cavaliers. Yeah, maybe like Cavaliers, Paladins, and maybe some like unique units. But Incas don't have the possibility to go for that. So he knew, okay, late Imperial Age and I win. So he walled, stayed safe. But then, early Imperial Age, he had the castle up and had the resources for arquebus and didn't do any units. And he thought he clicked it. I'm very sure he thought he clicked it because he repaired the castle, but then let the castle go down. He didn't produce any units, although he had a lot of resources. And therefore, it looked so bad in early Imperial Age because he didn't have the tech. He had the resources, but he didn't research it. But after he got the tech, he got set up perfect late Imperial.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, don't go anywhere. This is a best of 5. Viper still has to win another game if he wants to win, and that means that Daut still has chance for a comeback. It's still really close right here. Obviously, Daut does need to win the next